Hey, I think it's working. We are live. We are live. The computer's already better at getting it live than you are. Huh? Hey everybody. So what we're gonna do is we're testing out a new application called eCam Live, and it allows us to show our screen and do things right here in the office. We thought it'd be really cool because then you can kind of see what we're working on, because we're always working on stuff, and sometimes it's really interesting. So we're trying out this app to see how well it works. One of the things that we are looking into is to find out if I click this button here to share my screen, if it actually works. So we are going to go and I'm gonna click this button, and Dexter here is gonna make sure that it's working. Yeah, it's a little weird because you want to look right here so you know what you're doing, but this is the camera.
Yeah.
So sorry for the amateur hour, guys, but it's a new thing. It's a new thing. We're gonna master it. All right, so ready? Here we go. We're gonna share our screen, and if I do this, hopefully we are still.
Well, the thing is still.
I see that it's still on,
okay.
But hopefully it's still working here. One of the things that we are doing in Why It's For is near the end we have to sync the good audio with the bad audio that we film with. Because when we film, it's just whatever air noise and whatever junk there is. So there's a big difference between the two. So what we've got here on this list, and I'm just going to keep going, assuming that it's working.
Yeah.
What we have to do on this thing is look at the audio. So right here, fantastic. So right here we've got Wyatt and Hausham and the camel, and they're in Egypt, and they're hanging out and talking. And this problem that we have here with this, or like in this scene right here, is that the audio is going to sound real bad. I'm going to play it, and it should work in theory.
So we're actually about to rob an armored car? That's the idea. How is stealing from an armored car a good idea?
That's a great question. Don't steal from an armored car. We're not endorsing it. But you probably noticed that the audio is awful. And so we are going to fix that. So we've actually mastered the armored car audio, and it is right here. And so the only problem is we have to, unfortunately, sync it and line it up with the actual audio that is in the track here. So we're going to line it up because we're here and we're going to do it together. So if we line it up just nicely, then suddenly we have a nice little scene here, and we're going to get rid of the audio. And this is what it will sound like with just dialogue. Now, there's no the sound effects not in yet. But here's what it sounds like now.
This is your idea?
Where else are we going to get $10,000?
So we're actually about to rob an armored car?
That's the idea.
How is steep?
And we can see a little bit of lag here, but that's okay. But you can already tell, like, it's a tremendous amount of improvement already with just the sounds of their voices. And then there's actually another layer that we won't deal with right now that has to do with the sound effects, and then the music and all that stuff gets layered on. But we have to go through, and just to give you a scale reference here, I'm going to back out so you can see the size of this Wyatt's Fort. And just, these are all compound clips, so you can see just the scale, how many shots there are in Season 3. It is truly pretty crazy. So, before we go, I thought I would show you the most in-depth special effects shot we've ever done on Wyatt's Fort, just so that you would realize how painstaking Season 3 has been. You gotta see, this is the most special effects on one shot we've ever done. And it should, if I'm correct, be right, where is it, right,
If
I know.
we could find it.
There's so many, there's thousands of little clips, and so finding it is always a problem.
If only he was prepared.
If only I was, oh, there it is. All right, guys. So if we look right here, we have a building on fire. It is behind Useless and Whitcomb the Camel. And you can see that there are smoke billowing, there's fire going, there's all kinds of just craziness happening here. There's dreamy, schemy gas. It's just crazy. But to give you a reference point of just how nuts this is, let's go inside the clip here. And we're going to look at all this. So if you look over here, these bottom little clips right here, that's the actual video that you're going to end up watching. These are the actual clips of what's going on. But if you look up, if I scroll up here on the bottom left, here, let's just zoom in a little bit more so people can just really get an idea of how much fire and stuff is animated. So these are all fires, and if I start scrolling up, you will see that there is all these fires and smoke. And yes, there are probably well into 100 effects on just this 1 minute long shot to make it look really nice. So if we wanted to get it down to brass tacks here, I'm gonna shrink this down real quick, Dexter.
Shrink it.
Shrink it down. There we go. And if we wanted to just mass mute this entire thing, then suddenly this shot is not going to look so great. It's starting to look more like just the real shot. And then you turn them all back on, and suddenly we're all, well, that was probably not a very great example. But anyway, they're all masked. It's all pretty crazy. All of that to say, that's the most special effects we've ever done for a single wide sport shot right here animating this one particular scene. But, you know, we wanted to go really big for Season 3, right?
Season 3.
Season 3, go big or go home. Each time we have gotten bigger. So this time we've got airplanes, we've got
Second season was how many puppets we can get in one shot.
Second season we did. We had 7 puppets in one shot.
And this one is how many special effects we can
This one, man, I don't even know if we had to count how many special effects. But we're
hashtag Bayhem.
Bayhem. There are a lot of lens flares, a lot of crazy lens flares. Flares. There's a lot of lens flares. You got to pay to watch this show. Here's Egypt. Now we couldn't actually go to Egypt for this shot, so what we did is we filmed Desmond here. Let's go inside this clip. It's kind of fun just to see the ridiculousness of what we had to do with this. I'm zooming in. I know you're seeing a black screen. Calm down. So we got Desmond here, and we had to mask him out so that if we turn this off, we actually have an Egypt clip there. When we put Desmond on top of that Egypt clip with a mask, then we did some coloring. We added some heat to it so that it looks like it's smoking. And last but not least, we added coloring to make it look nice and pretty, kind of like Egypt. So that's what you end up with.
Cool.
But again, that's what we're doing. So anyway, Wyatt's Fort. We're how many days away? 9 days? 8 days? 8 days away.
A few days.
Fortunately, we're close. We're close.
Super close.
Oh, guys, just to give you reference, that is a plane on fire, so it's going to get a little bit crazy. All right, so let's get back out of this. I don't know. Hang on. I want to go back to this. Get out of this. Why can't? This is why we're testing this out, because I'm hitting this button, and you know it's over here in the little corner. I don't know. Ah,
there it is.
You have to double click it. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's all for now. We're gonna go and finish this show. And Dash, you have anything to say?
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Hey, Dexter. We're supposed to. Oh, here's how you finish it. Say it one more time, Dexter.
Make it happen.